Okay, kids, it's your old pal Dr. Ghoul, man, with another episode of Cooking with Dr. Ghoul. But tonight we're doing something really, really different, man. Tonight, we've got a meal with a movie. We've got a dinner at your drive-in. We're going to be enjoying the Dennis Steckler masterpiece of madness, Blood Shack. And in honor of Mr. Steckler and the enemy that's in Blood Shack, we have the Southwestern Chooper Skillet. So stay tuned. You're going to enjoy this fantastically strange, brilliantly surreal Blood Shack. Now watch close in this because we're going to see the leading lady. Her name is Carolyn Brandt, right? Carolyn was at the time actually the director's wife. And later on we're going to see the two Steckler kids. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out who they are. So stay tuned and enjoy. If you like long periods of pointless walking, strange and pointless narration, and rodeos, you're going to love this.
There is a legend about this valley, a tale carried across the winds of time, a legend strange and sinister, the legend of the Chooper.
Yeah, kids, she said Chooper.
Where we're gonna stay the night.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Heard it's supposed to be haunted.
There's a legend behind it.
What kind of ghost would haunt a place like this? It's a dump.
I don't know.
It's an old Indian ghost. It's gonna come out at night and it's gonna get them.
Kills people?
Eats them alive.
And you want us to stay here tonight?
Sure.
You get ate up and killed?
Sure.
No,
Hey,
forget it.
wait, man. It's a challenge, man. It comes out to get us and we get it. Come on.
No.
Not me.
But you drove all the way up here to see it. You want to stay here tonight, you said.
No, not me.
You guys are nothing but chickens.
You just got more sense, that's all.
Here's your sleeping bag, honey. Have a lot of fun.
See you later, then.
you doing here? This is private property. Now get out.
Hey, man. I'm gonna spend the night here.
That's what you think.
That's right, mister. I heard about your ghost and how it kills people. Well, I ain't a chicken, not like my friends. I dare it to come get me.
Well, maybe they're smart. Now, maybe you just better get out of here, too.
No way, baby. Look, I got money, okay?
I can't take your money. I'm the foreman here, and this is private property, and I got a responsibility to the Craigs.
Oh, man, Craig's been dead for over a year. How much?
I can't take that money. Besides, Mr. Craig's niece is coming out here to take over tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, baby. What about tonight?
You're dead set on staying, aren't you?
That's right.
Even if that thing does get you.
That's right.
Go ahead and stay, but if the trooper comes to get you, well, you just deserve it. But I warn you, the trooper will get you, and I know it.
Yeah, well, we'll see, okay? Ghosts. Nobody's gonna stay here with me. I'll stay by myself.
Oh my God, she's sitting on that in her panties.
Daniel? Daniel, are you trying to scare me? Daniel?
Okay, now here's the ingredients for our Southwestern Chooper Skillet. Now I've got a strip steak there. You can get any kind of beef you prefer. We're going to have a couple of tablespoons of our fashita seasoning. Now there's another YouTube video that tells you how to put that seasoning together. You can see your ingredients right there, but we're going to get a couple of tablespoons of that stuff once it's ready. You can have a quarter or a half of an onion. I've got a quarter of one there because I don't like it to be too overpowering. We've got one pepper. You can use a green pepper if you prefer that flavor. I like the orange or the red. I think it's got a stronger, zestier taste to it. And we've got some garlic. I'm going to have a big heaping tablespoon of garlic up in this because, you know, that's what I do. We've got 5 big old green onions. And these potatoes are a little small, so I got 4 of those and 2 great big ones or 3 medium ones, however you want to slice that. So give us just a minute. We're going to process these and get them ready. Oh my gosh, look at that. Everything's all diced up and ready, man. We got the meat diced up. We got the green onions kind of separated there. We got the yellow onions and the peppers. And we got the potatoes. And of course I got my fajita seasoning and a little bit of minced garlic. And we're going to put all those together. And in the meantime, I want you to enjoy Blood Shack.
Where are you? No! I warned you! I told you the trooper would get you, but you wouldn't listen! No! I sure am glad that Chooper couldn't use this money, because I sure can. And doesn't look like you're going to be able to use it either. But I warned you. I told you that Chooper would get you. This is exactly what you deserve. up?
Can we play here today?
Well, you know you can play anywhere you want to around here.
Except that old house. How come you never let us play in that old house, Daniel?
I told you kids before, stay away from that old house. Bad things happen in there. So y'all stay away, here?
What kind of bad things?
People get hurt real bad. So y'all stay away from there. I can't let you play around here anymore. Promise?
We promise.
Okay.
Come on, Barbara, let's go play over there. I think we should play musical chairs. We can't. You need 3 people. Well, we can just hum and sit down. It won't work. How about sit down in the chair and musical rhythm and go over and sit in the chair. How do you play that game? Well, all you do is just go around the chair and sit down. And the first one to sit down wins. I sat down, I won. No, you have to go around and hum. I won. I won.
This is the greatest game
That's
ever.
so fun, Margie. I think this is where Daniel washes his clothes in. I doubt it.
I told you kids to stay away from this house. Now, that was your mother on the phone, and she wants you home now. Come on, get going. If you want to play around here anymore, stay away from this house.
I think Daniel's mad.
Daniel! Daniel! Hey, Daniel! Daniel! Danny boy! Hey, Daniel! Daniel?
Oh my God! I thought he was gonna miss his turn and have to circle around and come back again.
Hey, Tim, what's doing?
Who's that?
Oh, that's old Tim Foster. He's been around a long time. Got a place up near the mountains here. Hey, Tim, fixed to go to the rodeo tomorrow?
You're old man Craig's niece, aren't you?
Yeah, this is Carol, Tim Foster.
I want to buy your ranch.
I just got here. I don't intend to sell it. It's been in the family for a long time.
You've got a lot of good property out here. I can use it. I want to buy your ranch.
Didn't you hear her? She said she didn't want to sell it.
That's right, Tim. I'm sorry.
I want to fix up this place. Fix up the ranch house. Tear down that old water tower. It's about to fall down on somebody anyway. Get rid of that old house.
That's a historical monument. It's been there for over 150 years.
You know the only history that place has got is about 150 years history of death in it. You know that.
The Chooper legend? The one my uncle mentioned a few times? I don't know very much about it.
You don't know that people have been dying in that place for 150 years, from then to today. You don't know that? They're still getting knocked off in there. Everybody in this area can be a lot better off once we get rid of that house. I want to buy your ranch.
I don't intend to sell. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, this isn't your final decision, right? I mean, you can't have made up your mind so soon, right? Right? I mean, you just came back from, wherever you come from. You want to get a little lay of the land here, right? We'll talk about it, okay?
If you want to stop by sometime, stop by.
Tough luck, old buddy. Hey, Tim, when you come, I'll make you some of my Texas-sized biscuits you like so much.
Right. I love it. Okay, we'll do that. Later. Okay?
This here's the guest room, Miss Carol. I reckon you won't be staying here.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to get started on this beautiful Chooper Skillet. Yeah, Chooper, not the word I would have picked myself, but that's all right. Get some oil in there. Doesn't have to be a huge amount. We've already got some heat going on. Let's get our garlic. Let's see how hot our skillet is. Ooh, look at that. That's a bunch of garlic. Woo! Perfect. That's what we're looking for, man. Sear that up just a little bit. Turn our heat down. We don't want to get funky too fast, man. Skillets are easy when it really comes down to it. It's really just a question of getting the ingredients you like. In this case, you're gonna want, I think, yellow onion and some pepper here to get started off. Let's get these things sweaty here. Get them to cook just a little bit, because you don't want to throw stuff right on top of it right away. Let's get back here to our incredibly crowded work area. Now what I'm going to do here is season this beef. Let's go about a tablespoon. Let's see what that does for us, huh? It covers it pretty good.
Not too bad. Like a fella I used to work with would say, that's not terrible. I'm like, well, that certainly ain't hot. Almost there. Give that just a second or two while I make some noise with that spatula. You know what? Here we go. Let's go ahead. Feel like a Bob Ross of cooking, man, except, you know, greener. Get that heat back up. A little more. There we go. Let's stir that up in there. Look at all that. Now we've got the seasoning stirred around in there. We've got all the vegetables all stirred up in there. We're going to cover this. We're going to give it about 10 minutes, checking it periodically. I am going to assume that's the exact amount of time between this break and the next break in our movie, so stay tuned and we'll see how this beef turns out.
I'm gonna take the trash down here a ways. Be back in a minute.
Not exactly Amityville, is it?
Daniel.
He'll be back in a little while. Who are you?
I'm Marty. She's Barbara. Daniel lets us play here. Can we play here today?
Sure, go ahead.
Can we play in the old house?
Why not?
Daniel says bad things happen in it.
Go ahead. It's just an old house.
It's creepy in here. Do you think the Chooper would get us? No. Well, do you think we should go in? Yeah. Well, remember the story that Daniel told me? He said the troopers ate a little girl and a little boy, and Henry was trying to find more kids, and he found 2 kids in the creepy house, and he ate them all up, and he said if we go in here, the trooper would eat us all up, so we better be careful in there. You're silly. Come on, let's go.
That was far and away the most complicated speech in the entire film. It's just...
It's spooky in here. Hey, let's go in that room.
And nepotism aside, they're still better than Sophia.
I think this is where the trooper sleeps.
After I unpacked my things, I showered. Then Daniel took me for a walk around the ranch. Daniel told me the reason Tim Foster wanted the ranch so badly was that he felt it belonged to him. You see, back over 100 years ago, this property was split up. About half of it was owned by my great-grandfather Silas. The other half belonged to Tim's great-grandfather Jedediah. One night, they both got into a poker game and put up the ranches as stakes. Well, my grandfather won, but Jedediah claimed Silas cheated him, so that called for a showdown. The next day, there they were out in the streets of town having a standoff. At noontime, they faced each other, and a moment later, Jedediah was dead. My great-grandfather Silas always had been a better shot, particularly at close distances. The shootout was fair enough, but ever since Daniel can remember, he said Tim Foster had a grudge. Tim believed the deck of cards had been stacked against Jedediah, and that all this property rightfully belonged to the Fosters, not the Craigs. Daniel said there had been bad blood between the Craigs and the Fosters for a long time. I couldn't sleep that night. I tossed and turned and even tried reading a book, but all to no avail. I felt strange. I didn't feel like myself at all. I felt as if somehow the old house on the grounds was beckoning to me, whispering to me across the darkling hours of the evening, luring me towards it, luring me into the unknown.
Can't tell when that old Chipper might be around. Well, I think you better go to bed.
Okay, we're back, man. We got our potatoes ready here. We got the green onions sitting here. Now the beef and onion and pepper mixture is ready. You've set that aside. We're gonna get our no-stick pan because, well, I just have, another pan. Gonna get a little oil in there. There we are. Time to fill his bottle up, I think. What's thinking for anyway? And let's use this metal spatula and this no-stick surface, just like they recommend. Now we're going to take some of that seasoning we made. We're going to take about a, teaspoon and a half or so. We're going to throw that right there on our taters, man. We're going to take our green onions, and we're going to take about half of them, man. We're going to try to get the lighter half if we can, just because that is a stronger flavor. Let's get that a-sizzling. Lid over that real quick. Check our heat. We're at about the halfway mark. Give it just a minute to make its happiness. Now the seasoning in here isn't real heavy, but it is spread out all over everything. That way you're not eating into your skillet. You get about halfway through and go, oh wow, these potatoes aren't seasoned at all. Well, this solves that problem. Go right there. All right. Now here's what we're gonna do. Potatoes intimidate some people, man, because it takes a while to cook a potato right. Now we don't want to cook it real high. Quite the contrary. Let's move that little bad boy down. That way we're not having to stir it every 30 seconds or so. Give it a minute though. Keep your cover on there. When you have your heat on low, the potatoes will cook nice and even. Take your time, check them about every 3 or 4 minutes, and that'll tell you where they are. And the best way to tell if a potato is done is not throw it against the wall. You take a fork, you stick it right into the potato, it breaks apart. You know how it feels when you try to eat a potato. Then it'll be done, and our skillet will be that much closer to being ready to eat. So back we're gonna go now to the Dennis Steckler brilliant film, Blood Shack.
This was the day the rodeo hit our area. There would be traveling pros, local pros, and local amateurs, all appearing in it. It was to last a week, moving to different areas in the county so that everyone would get a chance to join in the festivities. In the meantime, I called up Mrs. Potts and asked her if she would show me around, and then we could take the kids on a little shopping spree before we went to the rodeo.
Hi! Daniel, I'm going to town to do some shopping with Mrs. Potts and the kids.
Hey!
Hey, wait a minute. Hey!
Hi. I'm looking for my wife. Your wife? The only woman around here is Miss Carol, and she just went into town. My wife Connie came here the other night with a couple of friends of hers to stay at the old house. Ain't nobody here. I know she's here. A couple of friends told me so. Look, there's nobody here and I'm busy, and I've got to find her. I know she's here. We got in a fight.
I'm gonna go look at the old house anyways.
You stay away from that old house.
I'm gonna go look at the old house anyways.
Stay out of there, you hear me? Stay out of there! The Chooper will get you.
I gotta find her, man.
There ain't nothing but bad business out there, so you stay away from there.
I've gotta find her.
Stay away, you hear me? Stay away! The Chooper will get you.
At this point, I'm thinking that guy should be wearing a red shirt.
Connie? It's me, Charlie. Connie? Connie?
Oh my God! I warned you! I told you the Chooper would get you! Look what! Oh my God! I warned you. Nobody listens to me. I told you that Trooper would get you, and sure enough he did.
We arrived at the rodeo, and guess who was there? Tim never missed a chance to try and talk me into selling. It seemed more an obsession than a business deal he was trying to propose. Anyway, I told him that I wished he would try to forget about the ranch. And he seemed uptight. I wondered what really was ticking in his head behind those weird sunglasses. The next day I got a call from Margie and Barbara telling me to come over to their ranch and spend the day with them. It seems their father just bought them a pony. I thought I'd walk over rather than wait for Daniel to return from town.
Miss Grant?
Yes?
Yeah. I'm the local constable. I was just on my way up to see you.
Is there something wrong?
Well, I'm checking most of the ranches around. I'm looking for a couple of kids. Connie and Charlie Forsythe. Local kids. They turned up missing, and, well, nobody can find them.
Well, they're not at my ranch, Sheriff. The only ones there are Daniel and myself. In fact, Daniel says that except for the Potts kids, nobody ever comes over there.
Well, I'll tell you, it's all the same to you, Miss Brown. I'd like to check out that old house. A lot of strange stories connected with that old place. Clear back when I was a kid. Hell, even before that, when my dad was a kid. He used to tell me all kinds of stories about that place.
Well, go right ahead. I'm sure you won't find anything. I'll be at the Potts house if you need me.
All righty. Thank you.
Now that must be the plain clothiest sheriff's car I have ever seen.
It seemed strange to have John Law checking on my ranch. 2 missing kids. Son of a gun, there was a boy at the ranch yesterday when I left to go shopping. But then the constable did say 2 kids. I'll check with him later. Peanuts. That's what they named the pony. She was just about the prettiest thing you ever saw. If ever you wanted to see 2 happy kids, this was it. Sugar Plum, their adopted puppy, seemed to like her new friend. Margie took to riding her immediately. The kids really knew how to enjoy life out here in the desert. No smog, just fresh air. Mr. Potts came out to say hello. He said his daughters really dug me, and I dug them. He told me that I was welcome any time, just to drop by.
They're never gonna knock you down. They'll never knock you down. That's okay, Chooper. You keep knocking them off, I'll keep burying them. They're not gonna tear this old house down. They gotta find the bodies first. They'll never find the bodies where I put them. So you just kill all you want, and I'll keep burying them. But they'll never knock this whole house down.
As the days wore on and I became more accustomed to life at the ranch, I couldn't help feeling there was something troubling Daniel. But then again, maybe it was only the same thing that was bothering me. Tim Foster. Tim kept coming around, but unfortunately not the way I might have preferred it. All he ever seemed to have on his mind when he came to see me was the ranch. And if anything, he seemed only to be getting more adamant about it all the time. The ranch, the ranch. The ranch, I want your ranch, Carol. It's all I heard from him. It's all we ever talked about, time and time again. If it weren't for Margie and Barbara being around, I don't know what I'd have done. They helped lessen the pressure I was under. Tim Foster was right, though, when he said I owned a lot of good property. For one thing, it was the biggest spread around. Daniel said I had over 10,000 acres that were situated directly over an underground lake. Drilled down a couple 100 feet, and there was enough water to irrigate not only all of my own property, but about half the rest of the state as well. Beside that, it was artesian water filtered through limestone. So I not only owned very good property, excellent artesian water, but Daniel said I also had the water rights to the whole area. And out here, that means just about everything.
Let me shovel a while, Barbara. Wait a second after I try to smear the dirt out. Okay, here you go, Margie. Thank you. Yeah, come. And do it like I promised.
Look, Carol, there's nothing but wind and desert out here. You own 10,000 miles of wind and desert. Who in their right mind wants to own nothing but 10,000 miles of wind and desert? Desert, girl, that's all you got.
Desert, my foot. Daniel told me about the lake that's under here and the water rights that I own to it.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Well, wait a minute. We can forget about that for a second. There must be 10,000 other reasons you don't want this ranch. Look at that corral. Look at the corral. There ain't a horse in the corral. And even if you did put horses in that corral, they just die out there. You know that. It's too hot. You can't keep horses out there.
I'm not going to sell the ranch.
Look, that water tower, you're going to walk under it someday and it's just going to fall down on you, hit you on the head, splatter you all over, you're going to die. You want that to happen? Sell me the ranch. I want the ranch, Carol.
Is that a threat about the water tower?
It's no threat. I just want to buy the ranch. Come on. I'm serious.
Forget it.
Look, you want them?
Oh, come on and stop it.
Go pick your garbage, buddy. It's all good.
Break it up.
Margie, we don't want to get sand on your sneakers, so move a little bit.
Stop it. Daniel. Daniel, come on, stop it. Come on, please.
You! Listen, garbage man.
That makes it rough. He thinks we're just digging.
Stop it! Come on now.
Garbage, buddy! Get out there and dump your garbage!
Stop. Daniel, stop. That's enough. I said stop it, I mean stop it. Now just get out of here. Go on, get out of here! Damn it, get out!
My hat. Carol, come here. Carol.
Just get off the ranch.
You're gonna sell. You're gonna sell, baby.
Get out. I don't want to see you again.
Sell.
Just get away.
Okay, the time is coming past. Our potatoes are ready. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that beef and pepper and onion. Get it back on there. Keep the heat kind of a medium low. Let me take that green part of the green onion, and thus onion Sydney. We're gonna green that up. Ooh, looks like I just stuck a little bit in my nose stick skillet. How embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. It's weird, nothing burnt. Just sticky. Oh well, it's been that kind of day. Let's get that stirred up in there. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Don't that look nice? Take a smell. Oh yeah, get your nose right close to the screen there and whiff that in. That's good stuff. Now that we've combined everything, I'm gonna put that lid back on there. Leave that heat right about where it is. Give it no more than 3 or 4 minutes. That should be good to go. We'll show you how it turns out here in just a few.
The next day, in order to forget the terrible scene with Tim Foster, I took the kids down to the county line to see the rodeo again. All I wanted to do was to forget Mr. Foster. Somehow that man didn't seem to belong with everyone else I'd come to meet. As we were leaving the rodeo, Tim came by with a half-hearted attempt to apologize. I just said the whole scene was too heavy and I just wanted to pass.
Daniel? Daniel? Daniel?
Watch in wonder as Carolyn Brandt walks around aimlessly.
He's nothing, Chooper. That's not the Chooper. He's not 150 years old. That's Tim Foster. He's just trying to scare you off your ranch. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Don't ever go in that old house or the Chooper will get you.
Tim is dead. Daniel's dead. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll just worry about it tomorrow. If tomorrow ever comes.
This is where I'd normally be talking over the credits, but I can't really think of anything to say. So I'm just gonna leave it. And there we are, the finished dish. That's your skillet like it looks on a plate, man. Is that not the most delicious looking stuff you ever saw? Outstanding, man. We've got the steak and potatoes and the peppers and the onions and a whole lot of happiness in this dish. So I hope everybody out there enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your brilliant movie, Blood Shack, by the wonderful but late Mr. Ray Dennis Steckler. Everybody from Dr. Ghoul, bon appetite.
A legend strange and sinister. The legend of the Trooper.
The trooper comes to get you. The trooper will get you. I sure am glad the trooper couldn't use this money, because...
Do you think the trooper would get us? The troopers ate. The trooper sleeps.
Next time the trooper will get you.
Oh, can't tell when that old Chooper might be around.
Trooper will get you. The trooper will get you.
That's okay, Chooper. You keep knocking them off, I'll keep burying them.
That's not the trooper. Don't ever go in that old house, or the trooper will get you.